Hello and welcome to ABC News. I'm Kirsten Aiken. Labor's candidate for Melbourne, Luke Creasey, has quit. Mr Creasey was under pressure to stand down after questionable online comments emerged, showing he made derogatory and lewd comments about women. Earlier today, Mr Shorten stood by Luke Creasey, but more posts have since emerged. Our political reporter Matthew Doran is in our Parliament House studio. Matthew, what is Mr Creasey said to have done?
Well, this has been bubbling away for a number of days now as some old Facebook and other social media posts that Luke Creasey had made started to surface. Earlier in the week, it was revealed that he had shared a rape joke, and that is something that he apologised for. Yesterday evening, there were further revelations that he had made jokes about lesbian women, about Catholics, and more broadly about religion. And despite those comments coming to light, Bill Shorten was still standing by his candidate for Melbourne at a press conference earlier this morning. Fast forward just an hour or so after that press conference, and the Australian newspaper published more posts from Luke Creasey where he is making jokes about the sexual proclivities of a female friend of his, and that appeared to be the final straw. At least Bill Shorten was forced to come out and make a statement saying that he was seeking an urgent briefing on Mr Creasey's social media presence, despite wanting to make the day about his commitment to the National Disability Insurance Scheme. He was forced to hold a very short press conference outside of a disability forum in Melbourne. Here's what he had to say.
Some new social media posts have been brought to my attention from the candidate in Melbourne. I have now asked the Secretary of the Victorian Labor Party to get me a full brief in the next couple of hours so we can get to the bottom of everything that's actually been said.
So should he just go? Shouldn't Luke Creasey just go?
I think I should get a full brief now that more material has arrived, but we want to put an end to this matter one way or the other today.
Campaign for women in this Jordan. And so, Matthew, what's Mr Creasey had to say this afternoon?
Well, he seemed to preempt that review that Bill Shorten had demanded and issued a statement shortly after Mr Shorten's comments to the media there. In the statement, Luke Creasey says that he had called the National Secretary and advised him that he was withdrawing as Labor's candidate for the seat of Melbourne. He said that while he made those awful comments many years ago, they in no way reflect the views that he holds today, and says that he understands, especially as a member of the LGBTIQ community, that the people need to be careful about what they share or like on social media. He also adds that this is a really important lesson for young people out there, that their social media footprint does follow them around. So he says that he wishes Labor and the team all the best in the election, even though he will not be their candidate in the seat of Melbourne. There were many people suggesting that he wouldn't see out the day as Labor's candidate for the seat of Melbourne, that it was becoming a distraction for Bill Shorten, in the same way that questions about candidates' social media posts have been a distraction for the Prime Minister Scott Morrison as well. They are both gentlemen are heading to Brisbane for a debate this evening, and this would have continued to bubble away had Luke Creasey not pulled the pin on his political career. The parents at his former high school, Coburg High School, where he worked as a teacher, were notified with an email from their school principal today about the situation. The school principal saying that in no way did Mr Creasey's comments, were they condoned by the school community, and also said that they were made well before he was an employee of Coburg High School. So this is something that has had broad ramifications for Mr Creasey, and his time in the political spotlight is now over.
Our reporter is Matthew Doran in Canberra.